This time a big jump to a higher frequency, 24 GHz FM ATV. In the early years, plumbing was used with the gun diode in a waveguide. Then with frequency multipliers, output power in the order of milliwatts, receiver sensitivity poor. When the professional world started to get rid of modules, various parts and even complete transceivers turned out to be usable for the 24 GHz amateur band. As with many projects important, do not build something like this alone, but at least with two people. It stimulates and you can do tests. We were able to buy modules in UK, the brand Gal. Required signals are a local oscillator at half the frequency, IF in and IF out. The module has two waveguide connections for the transmit and receive signal at 24 GHz. The noise figure at 24 GHz is about 4 dB and the output power 1 watt. As IF frequency transmitter and receiver in the 30 cm band, 2450 MHz, I use standard video links, such as those sold at hardware stores. It was a bit difficult to get the IF power as low as -20 dBm with ordinary resistor attenuators. A DRO oscillator at 10.8 GHz was used as a local oscillator. It is a module that was originally intended as a Doppler detector. Patch antenna removed and modified with the SMA connector, which provides just enough signal. In this way, the final frequency of 24.050 GHz is achieved. In the module, the LO frequency is doubled and the IF frequency is added. Since there are two separate waveguide connections for RX and TX, when use one antenna, it will have to be switched between transmitting and receiving. A waveguide switch for this frequency is very expensive, if you can obtain one. It was decided to first test with two antennas next to each other, one for transmitting, one for receiving. Given the wavelength of 1.2 cm, such an antenna is not particularly large, with a respectable gain. A video about horn antennas will follow later. These small horns have a gain of 14 dBi and are built directly into the cabinet. Finding a suitable housing that can hold everything and cannot to be large was successful. It is built in a way it can be mounted on a camera tripod. What you see is the module on a heatsink, the DRO oscillator, the receiver and transmitter PCB with attenuator. The modules must be supplied with a number of voltages, including a negative one. In order to make the whole suitable for portable use, all voltages are derived from 12 volts. Nowadays you would use buck converters, even for the negative voltage. At that time I made one myself with a low frequency amplifier integrated circuit used as an oscillator. After voltage multiplication, 7912 provides a stable negative voltage. And of course a lot of wiring to the connectors for video and audio. The frequency could be switched between two frequencies. After choosing a nice route, testing was carried out on flat terrain over 5.7 kilometers. The contact on 2 meters was very poor and suddenly disappeared, while at that moment a noise-free image and sound were received on 24 GHz. One station equipped with the 14 dBi horns and the other with the open waveguide. We tried more paths and distances successfully. The station with the horns was set up on the Doornse Kaap, transmitter on, ready. On the other side the station equipped with an offset dish, receiver on, rotating the antenna B5. That means without spikes. Then the contact was reversed, and that contact was also a fact. About the later added parabolic dish, a video about parabolic dishes and their elimination will be published later. Keep an eye on this channel, so subscribe. See you!